A project to build 4 Habitat for Humanity homes moves forward. The Cotuit Library will soon be more accessible, and we chat with Police Chief Paul McDonald on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Tuesday, May 24th, 2016. I'm Sarah Mantle. Habitat for Humanity is working to build 4 affordable homes in Marston's Mills. To help pay for the project, Habitat for Humanity requested community preservation funds. Habitat for Humanity Representative Lee Darazola talked about the project before the vote.
The address of the project that we're here with you today, it's 536 River Road. This is from your GIS. It's about 6 acres. It's the parcel outlined in blue. It's a little, I think it's 5.9 acres. We work closely with Growth Management and the Community Development Block Grant and received funding to purchase the land. We closed on it. We do now own it. We are proposing 4 homes. As of right, we could do, we'd have to build a subdivision road, but we could permit as of right for 2 homes. The 4 homes came in discussion because of the sensitivities of the property, riparian zone, 3-base estuary, endangered species. This is a first for me. We have endangered bats, and a consideration of community character. Typically, Habitat would build more on a 6-acre site. This site could hold based on, it's also zone 2. So based on zone 2 wellhead recharge regulations, we could have 24 bedrooms. So we're proposing 12. We're using Mass General Law Chapter 40B to create the housing lots. We are proposing 4 3-bedroom homes. I also take a step back here from the slide. I just want to, we're on a fast path because the CDBG funding came with some strict timelines, and we want to make sure Barnstable meets those timelines. So we are doing everything we can to move quickly. We are before you folks for funding. We will be before the zoning board for decisions on density and permitting and how our lots go. So I thought it is important to be clear that we're asking for funding of $50,000 per home. If for some reason the zoning board set a different number of homes, it would be the $50,000 per home. We're not asking the Community Preservation Committee to make a decision on how many homes that would go here. They will be deed restricted in perpetuity, and we are requesting funds from CPC for construction.
The Community Preservation Committee unanimously approved spending $50,000 per unit up to $200,000. The project will next go before Town Council for approval. The Cotuit Library also requested community preservation funds. The library asked for $68,000 to install an ADA-compliant vertical lift and build ADA-compliant restrooms. Assistant Director Antonia Stevens talked about the project during this week's meeting.
Basically, our project goals for this are to eliminate the last barrier to full accessibility of our collections and spaces by installing a 3-level ADA-compliant Garaventa Genesis lift for wheelchairs and also for book carts. Putting in an ADA-compliant main-level bathroom, replacing our current front doors with the ADA-compliant front door and hardware that retains same keyhole pattern that the current door does. Reconfiguring the existing public restroom and relocating a kitchenette to supply the clearance room for that lift. And because we've lost some workspace in doing that, we are augmenting a small closet into a staff office, but that is not part of our CPC request.
The Community Preservation Committee approved the plan. It will also go before Town Council for final funding approval. Channel 18's Sarah Colvin caught up with Police Chief Paul McDonald this morning. We share that interview with you now.
So, Chief, a number of things to talk about today. First, another search warrant issued last week. Tell me a little bit about this particular warrant.
It was a search warrant issued last Wednesday, the 18th, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at 71 Main Street, apartment number 9 in downtown Hyannis. It's an ongoing investigation for at least the last 4 or 5 weeks with several other ongoing investigations. When the detective units got there, of course, they surrounded it. Unfortunately, this particular warrant was a knock announced. It was not a no-knock warrant, so they had knock identify themselves, and that gave a couple of individuals in the house an opportunity to discard and flush some of the product down the toilet. However, the detectives were able to make entry, and they were able to recover 15 grams of crack cocaine, approximately $4,000 in cash, and they arrested 5 individuals. 2 individuals, Leon Domino's and Wellesley Paul Garcia, were both held on $1,000 cash bail. The other 3 were released on a personal recognizance. And both these individuals, Mr. Domino's and Mr. Garcia, they are frequent flyers. We have dealt with them numerous times. So we're disappointed on the fact that we did not get all the product, and we're disappointed on the amount of money on their bail, only $1,000 apiece, where they have a serious criminal record.
Indeed, and you know, Chief, we don't hear that much about crack cocaine anymore these days.
Exactly.
15 grams seems like a kind of a large amount. Is there concern that it might be kind of creeping its way back into Hyannis?
We do believe it's coming back a little bit, and we do believe that's a byproduct of all the overdoses with the heroin and the fentanyl. A lot of people are shying away from it. They're afraid of it, which is a great thing. That's a good thing. But because of that, the distributors are bringing in the crack cocaine, which is it lessens the chance of overdose, but certainly that risk is still there. So yeah, we are seeing a shift. You know, first we had the pills with the heroin. The heroin, we had these drastic amount of overdoses. Now it's going back to the crack cocaine. So it keeps fluctuating.
Indeed. Chief, bomb threats, again, we've heard about these several times, the kind of automated bomb threats. Another round of those occurred yesterday. I believe it was the Sturgis campus right here on Main Street that was evacuated yesterday.
Right. It came in at 9:35 yesterday, and again, it was an automated bomb threat. Whoever was doing it was using tools to disguise their voice. And the phone message was obviously electronic voices. However, they were concerned because when there were a couple of prompts asked and requested, but they did come back with a response. So that heightened their alert. They decided to evacuate the building, which was smart. They immediately contacted us and contacted the fire department. And one of the protocols that we do whenever we have a school bomb threat, we immediately call the fusion center and we notify them, because they're in direct contact with all the school systems, and that's when we found out it was not just Barnstable. There was I believe there were 2 other school districts on the Cape and a couple of off Cape, all came in at the exact same time. So it's why they're doing this is beyond us.
Indeed. Well, hopefully, look, I think the good thing is nobody's hurt, and it just kind of a disruption to the school day.
It's a disruption to the school day. All the kids are released, and of course then you have the response by the police and the fire departments, and it's extremely disruptive.
Absolutely. Well, Chief, another busy weekend ahead.
Yes.
Of course, it's Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start to summer, more people coming to town, and of course the parades and events on Monday.
Well, the first thing that starts is Sunday morning. We have the annual John Kelly Memorial Road Race, which starts, I believe, at 9:30 in the morning, and that starts right there on Ocean and Main Street. Actually comes up Ocean Street, then takes a left turn on the Main Street. So Main Street will be closed down for a relatively short period of time. Early in the morning, they go down to Main Street, take a left on C Street, and there will be no road closures there. We're expecting between 700 and 1,000 runners, so there will be a lot of people on the street. We just ask people to plan accordingly for that. And then, of course, Memorial Day. I know you guys mentioned it earlier in the show. We have the annual Memorial Day Parade there in Centerville. Starts at 10 o'clock, and that really is a classic parade that occurs every year.
Absolutely, it really is one of those Norman Rockwell moments.
Exactly.
And there are some road closures, obviously road closures for the parade, and then I understand that the road will continue to be closed following the ceremony at Beechwood so that folks can walk back to their cars safely.
Right, that will be closed from Route 28 all the way down to Four Corners, and it will be closed from 10 o'clock, and I believe it reopens right around 12 o'clock. The parade kicks off, and it starts, there's a ceremony at Main Street and Finney's Lane at the memorial, then it continues down to the cemetery, and then there's another memorial service, and then they have to walk back to the car. So it takes approximately 2 hours. So everybody can plan on Main Street Sentinel being closed from probably 10 o'clock till noontime.
We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 8 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we'll chat with Finance Director Mark Milne. We'll talk with Director of Senior Services Madeline Noonan. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.